I'm sure a lot of us already have heard about, what Two-Face posted in the dead of the night yesterday. How he came out and said, "Hello to my beautiful people of all federations. Well, this thing I have to say is short but also long. I and Annie Macaulay have been separated for a while now and currently filed divorce. I would grant a press release soon to say my story. Not because it is anyone's right to know about my personal life, but because I love my people and I need them to know my innocence or offense. Stay blessed, my people. I love you all." Then some minutes later, he came out with this and said, "My Instagram account has been hacked. Efforts are being carried out to take back control." Then minutes later, we saw a video of him saying that, okay, it's him. He actually posted that and there is no hacking. I think that video is even two because I saw one on his story and I saw the other one and he was wearing two different outfits. Now, in the initial video I did, I expressed my shock because I mean that video was basically me. That was a first-hand how I felt about the whole situation. But in this video, I'm going to give you guys a lot of details about what had transpired between, Two-Face and Annie over the years. And also we are going to be talking about, the new information I got and also how some of the female celebrities are coming out to back Annie. Yes, and I must say it's actually beautiful to watch how they are standing by her. And one person that actually came out with her full chest is Toke Makinwa, and she is not finding any of the theatrics by Two-Face funny. She posted this under his comment section last night and said, "This is wrong on all levels and you should be ashamed of yourself for bringing this here. Bring it on. If you think she's alone, let me tell you here that you will have to fight all of us." Also went ahead to post this on her story on Instagram and said, "I'm not one for too much talk, but what is wrong is wrong. And as a woman, if you sit on the fence on this one, if it misses you, it will touch your daughter or any female in your family. No one is innocent. And if you want to bring the media into it, knowing what is happening, we would fight for her." Now, this morning, she also posted this and said, "Nobody is asking anybody to stay in a situation that's not serving them any purpose anymore. By all means, leave if you must, but why bring this online this very moment? We know what is going on behind closed doors. The world doesn't know anything. It's already been hectic with opinions flying around. And when I say we will fight for her, I'm not talking about the general public. A handful of people know the truth, and time will tell. Timing is everything. Empathy is everything. Constantly preaching love. You cannot add to the constantly preach love. You cannot add to the narrative that's out there when you know what's really happening behind closed doors." Now, according to blogger Stella Damikokos, she put this out this morning and said that it's been said that Annie is currently in rehab, yes, and people that are the two top female celebrities that are by her side, making sure she's okay and know about this is Tiwa Savage and Toke. Now you can understand why Toke is going all out for Annie. And I think it was it yesterday or a few days ago? Yes, we saw Annie's kids with Toke on her snap. Now, I mean, the dots are gradually connecting. Well, Toke is not the only female celebrity that came out to call out Two-Face on what he did. Mary Njoku, the owner or the co-owner of Rock TV, also came out to put out this post and said, "Bro, Annie has a family. Oh, your sisters-in-law are many, and we've stayed quiet out of respect for her tough choices. But since you've decided to humiliate her at her lowest, no wahala. It's your choice. Just make sure she's healthy and okay, because when the time comes, we'll have plenty of questions for you." Now, Diary of a Niger Girl also posted this and said, "First they groom you, then you lose yourself, and then they dump you. I'm so angry. I never involve myself with things like this, but this is a disgusting behavior by this man. In the time when this woman is being bashed, you had to say this. knowing you constantly humiliated her publicly since I was 18 years old. Why now? Why heap more fire on her reputation? Never, ever, ever choose a man over yourself. No one is indispensable. Gosh, and they are not the only ones saying things about it. Even a Yabojo commented, on this post and all of that. And this is what I have to say about this whole situation. I don't want to know what had transpired between Annie and Two Face. All I'm saying is what Two Face came out to say is complete BS bullshit. And I'm calling it out with my full chest. I remember back in 2021, I think 2021 or so, I told myself, I even came here and I told you guys that I will never put my mouth in anything that concerns Two Face and Annie, because I remember they were having issues. Annie's brother was moving crazy and all of that. And later on, I think 2022, we saw them, on the young, famous African, whatever, whatever. And I told myself, I'm not going to, put my, but this one, no, I cannot stand on the sidelines. And I know a lot of people will be like, Ezine, you don't even know this story. You people are just, siding with Annie. It's not like Annie is innocent. Nobody is saying that Annie is innocent. All we are asking for here is empathy. For the past 2 weeks, Annie has been dragged back to back because of, what had happened in the reality show Young Famous African. We all know it. Like, go on TikTok. They are using her voiceover as a caricature. People are shaking. Like, that babe has been through a whole lot. And you, that's supposed to be her covering, I be not be waiting the talk say husband be. You now come out to put this out. You didn't even give her the respect of calling her Annie Idibia. You straightforward called her Annie Macaulay. Her maiden name, which she for don't forget. Now you they call him to tell us, say, okay, oh, you people are not together. No, I expected better from Tubaba. But I'm not that shocked. Like, why would he even do that at this time? And also hearing from the news that this baby is in rehab. I mean, are we even surprised that Annie's mental health is not okay? We saw her at the Young Famous African, and he chose this time to do this. No, now, too, Baba, try for this one. It pains me to say this because I actually like this person. And for him to act like this, I think it's a subtle reminder that all the celebrities, people we put on a different pedestal, can still mess up at any point. And if you look at the story of Annie and Two Face, I would say it's a tragic love story, if not a horror one. Because if you go back to Young Famous African, I had to go back to rewatch it, especially Annie and Two Face's story. You hear when they said that Annie met this guy at age 15, and that has been, the person that she has been with up until this time. Do you know what that is? Your first love, the only man, and that's why she practically made this man her whole world. This babe used to act. She dropped everything. If you listen to Annie, in that Young Famous African, everything was all about two Baba, her family, two Baba, her kids, two Baba, her kids. Like, not even caring about her own self. I will say that she loves two Baba more than she loves herself, and it's tragic. I'm sorry I have to say this, but it teaches me a lot. Like, put yourself first as a woman or as anybody that you are. Put yourself first, because what Kanye said, that men will leave you in a desert without water. Yo, it's real. I mean, why would you? Okay, people are separated, you people are going for a divorce. Why would you be the one to come out? What story do you want to tell us? I think that's even the laughable part. What story do you want to tell us now? Because whatever story you want to tell us, it cannot override the one we have seen and heard with our korokoro, our ears and eyes for the past how many years that has happened. Like, since we were, I don't know how old till now, the humiliation she's faced, in the hands of people supporting her co-wives, because Annie, obviously, Two-Face does not have baby mamas. What he has are co-wives, because one has 2 children, the other one has 3 children. That one don't pass baby mama situation. The constant humiliation. I remember back, it was in 2021, I think that was what informed my decision. I think 2021, that, Annie came out and talked about she was really partying, that Two-Face went to Atlanta to spend time with Pero. And I remember how that was like A lot of us cursed Annie out. A lot of us were like, leave this man. Season one of Young Famous African came, they renewed their vows. Even though it was beautiful, but it was a lot. He still embarrassed her. He still said some certain things that even the co whatever people in that Young Famous African were like, hell nah. He didn't just say that. And the fact that she even stood up from that dinner that they were having with Naked Kaylee, Andile, and Nadia. Annie stood up and left, and you could not even take a cue from that you are embarrassing your woman every time. And yet you don't want us, you always come out to say, oh, it should not be in the public. But you are the one bringing this out there. We wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known. We would have woken up one day and then we hear that they are no longer together. It would have been better. What story do you want to, what cheap points do you want to, score from the public? Who gave Tubaba this advice? It's ill advice. It's not right. I don't live with them in their house, but at least I know a lot about, that family dynamics. There's been a lot. I mean, there's been accusation of, Annie doing drugs. There's been accusation of um Annie trying to, I mean, go Google Annie and Two Face. There has been so much scandals. There's been in-law scandal. There's been, oh, she wanted to stab him scandal. There's been wahala, like, my heart goes out to Annie. Two Face, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And I see a lot of people feel like women are just, sliding Annie. Well, it's because we've been seeing the things that has been happening. This is not women supporting women anything. This is being human. This is being honest with yourself. Except you just want to, carry some kind of, I don't know what it is. But if we are really being honest with ourselves, we'll see that, nah, Annie has gone through a lot in the eyes of the public. If everywhere, if you look at it left, right, and center, this babe has been battered by like a lot. And this is the last thing she needs, especially not at this time. I think that's the anger of a lot of us. Not this time. Not this time. I was even coming from the angle of, oh, she's been bashed a lot on social media. And I thought that was the angle Toke and the other women that are, the celebrities are coming from. Until I heard the gist of the rehab, and then it makes sense. You don't beat a person when the person is down. You don't do that. So I do not, at this point, I will repeat what I said at the beginning. I honestly do not care about whatever story that Subaba is coming to tell. I will listen to it. I will, air my opinion on it. But that will not change the fact that what he did last night was a complete mess up. And it was ill advised and it was ill timed and it should not have been. And at this point, still, my prayers are with Annie. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinnemwilliams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.